might have been some birds, certain kind of birds that would go after what they think is a regular frog, and then they would exude that poison, and they would die from that. And they're actually a pest, and a lot of countries have eradication procedures and hire people to go around. I give them $5 a toad. I was watching a video today. $5 a toad to catch these suckers. Because when they lay their eggs, there's so many of them, and they're infiltrating everywhere. These things is just, you don't always see with the naked eye, well, certainly during the daytime, but you'll know where to find them if you understand the dynamics of the toad. They're going to find a patch of moisture, a puddle of water. I don't care where it's coming from, your gutters, on the ground, through the drain pipes, planters that you've just watered. They thrive on that. You'll find them laying in the moist soil of a planter. That's where you'll find them almost every time during a drought. They got to survive. Now, they're not really, as I understand, saltwater creatures. I don't think they'd survive in salt water, but freshwater ponds or any area of water. Could be inside of an old tire in your yard that has collected water. That's also a breeding ground for mosquitoes. But you might find frogs in there too. And that's where they will lay their eggs, and lots of them. Next thing you know, you have all these bouncing baby frogs or toads all over the yard. And we could do this every night, and we'll still get a shitload of these toads. Because they're all over. I don't know how many we've gotten out of this yard. 100 so far, I don't know, over time. And that's just a drop in a bucket. We did, speaking of buckets, put them in a 25, 50-gallon trash can container of plastic. And we would just basically bring them over down the block in a little forested area and just let them go. Give them life, give them the space they need. I guess they deserve to live too. You know, you can't go around killing every living creature because you don't agree with it. But, you know, a creature like this, most people would eradicate them. Yeah, there are different things you could buy that would kill them, but it's not very humane. You know, I don't mind the frogs. They could go around their business, but just because of the fact that we have dogs, and there's many dogs, cats, and so forth, that have died. Even some people got very ill, and some anaphylactic, what do you call that, reaction to the toxins. So yeah, it is something to keep in mind. If you're living in the Philippines, you will see them. Less likely, of course, you're living in a big city. But if you're living out in the provinces, there's farmland around. You know, just not farmland to be right in your yard, as long as you got soil, as long as there's moisture, you know, you'll find them. And again, because of any drought situations, they're desperate, highly desperate to find moisture to keep alive. They need to drink it, they need to lay in it to keep cool, and that's where they bed during the daytime in a shaded area with lots of plants and a planter that's shaded. And they're going to lay right on that dirt, right on that soil, and that's how they protect themselves and they thrive. But when them suckers have offspring, it's a lot of eggs, and they develop pretty quickly. There are tadpoles around if you really looked. Now, where else to find them? You got some big banana trees growing in the yard. If you go to the base of the banana plant, where it's always usually very moist in there, you might have like a broken off stem base of a banana plant. They'll embed themselves in between there where there's lots of moisture. You got to learn the tricks of the trade, but don't handle them with your hands. You know, I've seen people do that in the past. I say, you're crazy, man. You better wash your hands really good. Now, let me just give you a little bit of advice. If your dog, and you know your dog or cat, and let's just say dog, they're probably easier to handle than a cat. If you know that they had one of these things in their mouth, the first thing you need to do right away to try to save their life is you want to grab them by the snout, open their mouth, get a garden hose, and you want to flush out their mouth and tongue. Don't put their head back where the water could go back into their esophagus and they're going to drink it. Keep their snout down and flush out. You know, sometimes even infants, they'll see a frog, they'll grab it. Okay, you want to wash the kids' hands right away and wash them really good. And you don't know if they got it on their face. They can wipe their eyes, just clean down your child's face. And this is valuable information that I don't have to share with you guys, and I don't really know why I share anything at all, to tell you the truth. But I think when it comes to something like this, I'm certainly willing to share. And it could be your life, your kid's life, your special pet's life, and who knows what else. There's something to contend with, and they are everywhere out here, and they're completely out of control. And you will not usually see a lot of Filipinos out here going after them. You just don't see it. They don't really give a shit until their dog dies, and they can't figure out how the hell did he die. Well, if your yard was full of these things, there's a better than good chance that the dog got curious and went to grab one of these toads, had him in his mouth. The dog may want to bring it to the door and say, "Hey, look what I got." But in the interim, the dog will be dead in about 30 minutes, the most, if you don't flush out the dog's mouth. Okay, I hope you learned something from this, and we will continue. I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to leave this on, and you can see in the beginning of my video how we were catching them. We use a little stick, which is your best device. Don't ever go into a rage and take a hammer and smash their head or something to kill them, because you're going to be basically dispersing that toxin, and you don't want to do that. It's going to splash around. You're going to get it on your skin and your eyes, and don't have an open wound. That's the worst thing you could have. Yeah, they're that dangerous. I'm not kidding. That stuff is really powerful, and you don't realize that if you're living out in the provinces or anywhere, you're in farmland and so forth, you're probably living with thousands of them around you, and maybe you just don't take notice of them. They blend in very well with the landscape and soil and plants and everything else. But you have to really look for them. As I said, you're really not going to see a lot of them during the day. It's possible they might jump around and go from one spot to another, but you're always going to see them. Now, here's what brings them. Now, of course, if you have lights outside your house for security, well, keep them on. We do every night, but that's what's actually attracting them. Now, if you really want to attract them, I'll tell you what we used to do. When I first moved into the house I built in Hawaii, I had one of those work lights. It's like looks like an aluminum reflector with a light bulb in the middle of it, and it has some grips, to hook it onto something. Keep that light on at night on your deck or whatever, and it's 100% guarantee that a frog will show up, because that's where the bugs will be attracted to the light. The other thing that's great to have, and you are guaranteed to get them, is to buy one of those bug zappers, because every time they kill a bug and it falls to the ground, it's going to attract these frogs. It's like 100% guarantee. The frogs know that's an easy feeding ground right there, and they will come. Build it and they shall come. Put a light out there close to the ground. You will attract moths and mosquitoes, whatever else is going to be crawling out there. And they will, and that's a guarantee. If you got them in your property, feed them. Okay? Okay? Did I help you out just a wee bit? I hope I did. Anyway, I'm going to wind down for the night, and you guys have a wonderful night, and be nice to each other. You're right. Oh, Ricky's going off on a tangent. Barry's going off on a tangent, as usual. And by the way, he's not pleading guilty. He's not pleading guilty. Don't listen. He will be there and he's not going to plead guilty. Trust me, he's not going to plead guilty. Don't mind what he says, okay? You know, he's too cocky to plead guilty. I didn't plan on talking about him on here. He's kind of a toad on his own. So I'm not really off topic too much, really. But no, no, no. Guarantee he'll be there. Lawyer will be there, either there in person or on camera. And I'm going to testify. I'm going to testify. He ain't going to like it. But he'll be there. There's no way in the fucking world that he's going to plead guilty. It's not going to happen. He's too stupid to do that. You know, well, you know, we know the way out, but, you know, don't tell him. He's not going to listen to you. I think he could have been out of there somehow, some way. Well, prior to the charges, he could have been out of there, actually. But he waited too long and he got 5 charges against him. So, you know, you wait too long, you lose. That's the way it is. He's got a chance now, and chances are, if he got convicted, yeah, the judge will probably, I hate to admit it, the judge will probably just, you know, give him a lesser sentence or something like that. But, you know, either way, it's all right with me, you know. And wow, I didn't realize there was any comments, because how many people on here that are blocked, and I'm looking at her phone. Let me see, who's on there? Where's my glasses? You never know who's out there. I got half the population blocked. Can I see that? Well, let me see. I like to see it. I'm just asking you if I could see it. Okay. Oh, Mr. Bill, Kling is king. The place has been designated swampland. No. You don't have to have a swampland for these frogs. Oh, absolutely not. They would love it, though. Oh, absolutely. No swampland around here, but I'll guarantee you, any moisture from a lot of rain and anything that might puddle up on the road, yeah, that'll attract them besides mosquitoes. That's another thing you watch out with dengue out here. It's not a joke either. So the Philippines, you know, a lovely place to live, just a lovely place. It could be a happy place for everybody. Everybody, one big good time. But there are some bugaboos, excuse the expression, bugs and frogs and or toads. There are some bugaboos of living out here. And you got to be aware of them. Just don't go to southern Mindanao or any places known to have rebels and just a lot of upset people. You know, that just maybe not be a good place to live. So choose where you live very wisely, you know, and I wouldn't worry about the frogs where you live, really. Just worry about the people where you decide to live. And that can make a big difference. Let me see who's on there. I didn't see it all. Can I see it all?
Yeah.
I'd like to see. Is that a hard thing to ask you? I'd like to see. Because I can't see all the comments on my... Can I see it for a second? Do you mind?
No.
My goodness gracious. Let me read it. Okay? I don't see all these people on my phone because they're all blocked.
It's Popeye channel?
Huh?
Is that your channel?
Oh, you look at it, Popeyes. Oh, is he doing a simulcast with me right now? Is that what he's doing?
Huh?
Is this a simulcast? Is he doing... I'll make it very simple. Is it a live show he's doing?
Yeah, it's a live show.
That's what a simulcast is. If he's broadcasting my show, it's called a simulcast, okay? Yeah, that means he's live while I'm live. Okay, got it? Yeah, that's all I asked. That's all I asked. Okay, now that we got that figured out, that's where everybody was. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get it all, Papa. I gotta get it all. I don't mind helping you out a little bit now and then, you know. I don't mind helping you out. We know what your day's like. I'm here because you're there, Popeye, and you know that. Maybe one day we'll catch you with those little clippers and throw you over the fence. All right, folks, that was my episode of Toad Hunting with the Huntress. And we got them suckers, and you saw it live. So now you know what these suckers look like. A lot of you probably never seen them before. And now you did. Only on my channel. That's why we make the big bucks. Know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, he's fucking benzoed out. The caregiver is reading all the comments in my live. That's fucking hilarious, man. That's just hilarious. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh my lord. You hear that little evil laugh? He sounds like the villain in the old cartoons. Placing the girl on the fucking train track. Holy shit. Well, guys, you just can't make this shit up. Okay? Alright, I gotta get going. It was nice to do a real quick simulcast on this idiot. You guys take care.